Okay guys, the lateral chain. Okay, we talked before about our longitudinal, now we're moving on. Okay, have you been told you've had some form of syndrome or itis in regards to anything got to do with the peroneals? The typical, I sometimes laugh at the names, jogger's knee, came up because it tends to happen to joggers. Like crazy stuff that just keeps happening all the way through the body. Tons of names. So we're going to try and get you to change your mind on how you look at injuries now. The most common would be the piriformis syndrome. We talked before about the shock absorbing coming through the muscle, okay, through the body as the foot strikes the floor. Have we an effective flow in our running techniques, or are we very heavy when we hit the floor? That's the difference, okay. Again, we mentioned before about piriformis syndrome. Absolutely anything with a syndrome means chronic, means we can't seem to get to the bottom of it. It's gone beyond an early stage or acute stage. It's now developing into something that just won't seem to go away. That's where these names have came from, and you need to realise that. Okay, as we travel through, okay, you're going to start noticing small bits of issues with QL muscles. Okay, we'll be talking about, some guys are trying to come up with some exercises on the basis of this maybe, or maybe they're just trying to do it and trying to support. Again, I've talked before about a really common injury in the GA and the approach and all the common mistakes. And this is the chain we're talking about, the hip hitch, the single leg stability, maybe the hip flexor action, trying to provide a hip flexor stability. Also the other ones bringing it up. You may be told you have a hip flexor issue. You're having to balance and work in these positions. Maybe you're doing single leg work and you're tapping cones. The list goes on and on and on. As I said, I've given these over the last 10 years to clients and realised they were never the issue. It is always boiling down to the treatment process, to making sure that somebody can walk in very stiff and sore, and when we're finished with them, they can effectively hit the floor, transmit force, absorb that force, as I said, fight back through the energy that's coming through the body, and then we move into our next step.